Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. So happy you are here with me today. It's a beautiful day here. And we're going to be practicing a salutation A, Siri Namaskar A. So it's a sun salutation A. It's a very simple one, a very basic one. And we're going to be adding this Sthira and Sukha um, to this. And this is where we balance our mind and body, and we have stability. So we're going to play the edge a little bit and hold some poses a little longer than usual. And this month is anchoring in the higher mind. And we're going to watch as we hold the poses how the lower mind might say, I'm a little tired, my muscles are really sore. We want to always honor the body, rest whenever we need to. But if the body is, the mind is saying, oh, I need to sit down, I need to move into a different pose, I need to go get a snack, I need to turn on electronics, I need to scroll on something. We're not going to listen to that. We're going to stay in the pose and breathe and watch the mind. Honor the body if you do need to take a break, by all means. But if it's just the mind, the lower mind agitations coming up and wanting us to be distracted from the present moment, we're going to watch it and allow it to pass, noticing that that passes as we learn to anchor in the higher mind. One of the most important things about anchoring in our higher mind is not listening to those distractions, those disturbances of the lower mind, wanting us to be distracted and not focused in our practice. And we can notice it throughout our life. If we want to sit down to do a project and all of a sudden we get the temptation to scroll or we get the temptation to get up and do something, notice that's the lower mind distracting us from our concentration and our purpose. And we're wanting to anchor in that higher mind where we are one with the divine, one with Purusha, the infinite self. That's what the goal of yoga is to be anchored in that higher mind and not give that lower mind and all those cravings and those distractions any attention. So let's begin. We'll begin standing, and we're going to shake out the body. Move the body a little bit, warm it up. Their namaskars are a nice warm up anyway, but we'll do a little warming up. Let's do some twisting. Feel that spinal column warm up. Gentle twist. And a little bit of bouncing, waking up that body. And movements with the bounces. Gentle movements to wake up that body. And let's tap that thymus. Wake up that immunity center. Keep that thymus healthy and large so it doesn't shrink. So we can stay healthy through all our days. Let's do a little tapping, waking up the body and the lymph. And a really powerful thing for our brain is some cross crawling, brain gym. They say this is a powerful thing we can have our children do before they head into school. We can even do the backs of our feet and our shoulders, coordinating that right and left brain. So it helps coordinate those nadis. Beautiful. And let's do a breath of joy. So it'll be 3 inhales and 1 long exhale. So we're going to inhale the arms up, shoulder level, inhale them out wide, up, and then down. So together. One more time. Beautiful job. Let's move into our Siri Namaskar A. So we're going to stand into our mountain. Feet are hip width apart. You can take those 2 fists together, bring them between the feet. Make sure you're hip width apart. Beautiful. And let's inhale those arms up. Then bring a little extension into the spine, a slight back bend. And then exhaling into our forward fold. And then inhaling into our half forward fold, feeling that spine lengthen away from the body. Spinal processes expand and lengthen. Beautiful. And we're going to move right into a plank position. Bringing the hands down to the earth and the feet back. And feel that nice strong plank. The wrists are under the shoulders. You can drop the knees if you like. Chin and chest. It's swooping up into an up dog. So the wrists are right under the shoulders. Feeling a nice extension on your back, looking forward. Taking a couple breaths here. Beautiful job. Move into downward facing dog. Maybe even walk the dog a little bit. We're going to just bring those feet in the hands, move into our half forward fold. Feel that head reaching out away from the body, lengthening the spine. Exhaling down into your forward fold. And then inhaling back up into our mountain pose. Nice front back bend. And then move into a little bit of half moon. Little lateral movements here. And we'll do one more before we move into our warrior flow. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhaling into half forward fold. Exhaling back down, bringing the feet back into your plank. And those strong arms, knees, chin and chest as you move down into chaturanga. Inhaling up into up dog. And curling those toes under, moving into your down dog. And then bringing the feet up between the hands, moving into half forward fold. Down into forward fold. And then on the next inhale, lifting the head first, the heart, coming all the way up into your mountain. And then coming back, bringing the hands in front of the chest in Anjali Mudra, taking a moment to notice the sensations in the body. And notice the feet on the earth. Notice the energies inside your body, the heart beating, energies moving and flowing, that aliveness within you. Move into a little warrior flow. We're going to hold some poses a little longer than we're used to, and allowing ourselves to not be tempted by any distractions of the mind. So turning that right foot forward, bending the right knee over the right ankle, lining that knee up with the second and third toe. Back arm is as high as the front in our warrior two. The hips are facing me. And we're going to turn to face those right fingertips in our warrior two pose, Virabhadrasana 2. And engage those bandhas. Mula bandha, we engage and lift the pelvic floor. Uddiyana bandha, engage and lift the abdomen area. Jalandhara bandha, chin comes in, tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And breathe. Noticing the mind, inviting it to stay present in the pose. Finding stillness. If you find distractions, allowing them to pass, not giving them attention or energy. A few more breaths here. Beautiful job. On your next inhale, dropping the back arm to the back leg. The right arm comes up and reaches up into a nice reverse warrior. Engaging those bandhas gently as you lock in, feel the prana and life force. And as you bring the breath in, you increase that dynamic energy field, that prana, that life force within you. Deep breath as we hold the pose and watch the mind, maintaining that witness consciousness. And if disturbances come or distractions come, we just allow them to pass rather than following those lower mind tendencies. We practice on the mat so that we can practice in our life. Couple more breaths. Staying with the pose. Allowing the mind to maintain that focus of the higher mind rather than being distracted by the lower mind. And there's our Xander. Inhaling, reaching into the extended fingertips, and exhaling, swooping that hand down to gently rest on that front thigh. Our ecstatic yoga kitty. Back arm comes up alongside the body in side angle. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. Noticing sensation, noticing the mind, yet staying anchored in that higher mind, staying with the pose. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful job. Inhaling, straightening that front leg. Let's move into our Trikonasana, our triangle, bringing the front arm down to the earth or your block. You need a block, stacking those shoulders, looking up towards the fingertips if that's comfortable for your neck, or keeping the neck in alignment with the spine. And breathe. Little micro bend in that front knee. We don't want to lock it. We can engage those bandhas while we bring in that prana and life force. Noticing sensations, noticing the mind without getting caught up in it, just allowing the thoughts to pass. Anchoring ourselves in that higher mind, what we're committed to. One more breath, reaching into the fingertips. And exhaling the hand down and bringing a hand to either side of that front foot as we take a little rest in pyramid. You can adjust that back foot, the foundation a little bit, so it's facing a little more forward so that you're a little more comfortable, and just relaxing a couple breaths in this beautiful pyramid, kind of a rest pose. And still have that Mula Bandha engaged, that pelvic floor gently engaged. Couple more breaths here. And bringing your energy and your weight into that left hand as you twist away from me and raise that right arm up. And gaze up at the fingertips or keep the head in alignment with the spine. And breathe. Little micro bend in the front knee. Revolved triangle. A couple more breaths here. Next inhale, reaching into the fingertips. Exhaling down. And we'll start to set up the warrior one. Bringing that knee right over the ankle, bringing the hands up to the thigh, and coming all the way up, squaring those hips. And once those hips are squared, knees over the ankle, knees right over those second and third toes, and bringing the arms up, dropping the shoulders down, relaxing the shoulders, looking forward in your Virabhadrasana one. And breathe, engage the bandhas. Holding the pose, anchoring in that higher mind. Thoughts will come, but we can just watch them come and go. We don't need to follow them. Stay with our pose, stay with our commitment. Noticing the mind. And a couple more breaths here. We move into Virabhadrasana 3, a nice little balance pose. First thing we can do is take that back leg and step it forward a little bit, bringing all our weight into the front standing leg. Feel that leg anchored in, solid, going deep down into the earth. And when you feel ready, hinging forward, bringing the arms out and that back leg up, flexing that back foot. Find a drishti, looking down at the earth, at something that's not moving, for focus and stability, and breathe. If you come out, just move yourself back in. No judgment. Couple more breaths. And come back down. Beautiful. And let's move into a star. Wide leg, feet are facing forward. Both arms are out, parallel to the earth. Find those 5 lines of energy, feet pressing into the earth. Those are 2 lines. The energy comes up to the heart. Both arms and fingertips reaching out. Line 3 and 4. And then right on that crown of the head, feel that line of energy reaching up towards the heavens, and breathe. Engaging the bandhas. Active pose. Mental stability. Physiological ease. And physiological stability and mental ease, both together. Everything is stable and in a state of ease, allowing that to balance. Yeah, and super. One more breath here. Beautiful. And let's bring the hands down to the hips. Adjust our foundation, our feet a little bit. Our heels coming in, feet pointing out a little bit, bending those knees so they're going over the feet. And find your squat. You may be just way up here might be your squat. Maybe way down here is your squat. Find what works for you, bringing the hands up into your goddess pose. They might come in, they may be out. Find what works for you. I'm going to have my palms facing you, send you energy and love, engaging those bandhas, and breathe. Watching the mind, anchoring in the higher mind, the witness, allowing all the thoughts, all the urges to pass, to arrive, and to fall and leave, to come and to go, without reacting to them, without allowing them to upset us, without allowing those thoughts to distract us from our commitment, practicing right here today now. And 2 more breaths here. We'll be noticing a little burning in the thighs. And on the next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. Tilting that pelvis forward as we hinge down into wide leg forward fold. Bringing the hands down to blocks or the earth, relaxing the head, gentle shaking. Take out any energies, any thoughts, any disturbances. Gentle head shake. And wave around here, maybe bending the knees, maybe moving from one side, feeling a nice stretch from the inner thigh here and the back leg muscles. Always balancing it out to the other side. And turning back to center, bringing those hands on the hips, lifting the head up first, hinging up, letting that head lead the way. Head is really heavy, so as you lift the head, allows the lower back to not have to lift that weight. We'll move to the other side, lifting that left leg 90 degrees forward, back leg anywhere from 30 to 45. Find your pose, hips are facing me, bending that front knee over the front ankle. Knee is aligned with those first 2 toe, the second and third toe. Gazing out over those front fingertips. Engage the bandhas and breathe in your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Anchored in your higher mind. Just the witness. Watching all the sensations, the thoughts, without needing to react or follow them. Staying in the pose, staying in your practice. Few more breaths. Any little adjustments as you go. Keep yourself in alignment. Beautiful job. The next inhale, dropping the back arm to the back leg and inhaling that front arm up, opening up the chest, gazing up towards the fingertips if that's comfortable for your neck. And breathe. Reverse warrior. Bond is gently engaged as you build that prana and that life force in your body. Watching the mind as that observer, neutral, open, non-reactive presence, the higher mind. Next inhale, reaching into the fingertips, opening up the heart, and exhale, scooping that arm to rest on the front thigh, back arm up alongside the body. Feel that line of energy from the back leg up alongside the body and out the extended fingertips. And breathe. Bond is gently engaged, sealing up the energy as you breathe and build the dynamic, chronic energy inside your body. That's what does the work. Noticing any thoughts that arise without reacting or following. And noticing if you are charged emotionally or in a pain loop that keeps cycling, just noticing it without any judgment, without reacting to it, without responding. Just watching it, be the watcher, the non-reactive presence. Noticing that's what the lower mind does to catch your attention, to bring you down from that higher state. Notice the body. Start to want to stop the pose. Just sit with that sensation for a moment. Practicing, not engaging, not reacting. Couple more breaths. Feeling the charge, yet not reacting to it. Next inhale, straightening that front leg with just a little micro bend there, bringing that front arm down to the earth or a block, and bringing that top arm up as you gaze up towards the fingertips or keeping the head in alignment with the spine in our Trikonasana triangle, and breathe. Bond is engaged, bringing in the prana and life force with deep breath into the belly. Watching the mind, yet not engaging in it. Couple more breaths. On the next inhale, reaching into the fingertips. On the exhale, bringing that hand down, and let's rest in our pyramid, adjusting that back leg a little bit if you need to, and resting on that front thigh for a few breaths. Beautiful job. Rooting into that right hand, bring the weight and the energy as we move into revolved triangle, twisting away from me, lifting the left arm up. You can gaze at the fingertips or keep the head in alignment with the spine. engaging the bandhas, and breathe. Be the watcher, be the observer. Next inhale, reaching into the fingertips. Exhaling the hand down to the earth as we prepare for warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Bringing that knee so it's right over the ankle. Lining the knee up with the number 2 and 3 toe. And we're going to square those hips so they're facing forward. So my right leg is, excuse me, my right leg is back. So I'm going to move that right hip forward a little, left back to square those hips. The arms up, shoulders relaxed, gazing forward. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Beautiful job. And where we prepare for Virabhadrasana 3, stepping that back foot up a little bit, bringing all the weight into the front, standing leg, up a little bit. And beginning to hinge as you bring the arms out, that back leg up, flexing the back foot, finding your drishti, and breathe. If you move out, just kindly move back in with no judgment. One more breath here. And gently coming out. And bringing those hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. Closing the eyes. Taking a moment to dive your awareness in, noticing your pratyahara, this inner aliveness, the heart beating, the energy pulsing, vibrating, tingling in and around your body. Noticing the mind. And inviting that intention of anchoring in the higher mind, this divine higher self, is one with the God of your understanding, pure consciousness, peace that passes understanding. And when that lower mind begins to distract you, knowing you can simply watch it and not react, and intentionally move into that higher space, that witness. And just be the watcher, noticing the sensations without making them wrong, without even pushing them away, allowing them to naturally arise, be fully experienced and felt without reaction. And notice they always pass. They always change. We don't need to engage in them. They're just disturbances. They're not connected to the truth that the higher mind is connected to. We don't need to follow them. Don't need to respond or react to them. We can remain in that state of peace as the observer. And take this moment to thank yourself for this time, honoring yourself, your deeper, infinite spirit. In the practice of yoga, this path to awakening and enlightenment. It is on the court. Hatha yoga is effort. We'll move into a standing yoga mudra. We'll move into a little pranayama and a meditation. Bending forward, hinging forward as you clasp the hands and bring them up. And the heart is the highest organ in the body, so we're honoring this beautiful heart center. It's powerful source of love and connection, spiritual energy. Deep breath. And then releasing the hands, bringing them down, finding a nice comfortable seat. I'm here. I'm taking a moment to rest in mindful breathing, simple breath awareness. Drop that breath down to the belly, focusing on abdominal breathing as we trigger that parasympathetic nervous system and relaxation response. And moving into three-part yogic breath, inhaling into the belly, the ribs, moving up like a wave, all the way up into the chest, in the clavicular area, filling that whole front cavity of your body with prana and life force, oxygen, pausing at the top of the breath, and then exhaling. We'll do one more together, and I'll let you do a few on your own. You can find a hand mudra, the chin, Dhyan, Haitini. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Pausing at the very top of the breath, just floating in that bliss. And releasing the breath. And finding your own rhythm, pausing for as long or as short as feels right for you. Three-part yogic breath on your own. And feel free at the pause if you feel like engaging the bandhas. We'll move into some Viloma, interrupted breathing. So we're going to add 3 pauses, inhaling into the belly, and then a gentle pause. Inhale into the ribs, and pause. Inhale into the chest, and pause. And then letting the breath go, exhaling completely. Do one more together, and I'll let you do a few on your own. Inhaling into the belly, pause. Inhaling into the ribs, pause. And inhaling into the chest, and pause. And letting the breath go. Continuing a few more Viloma, interrupted 3-part yogic breath, basking and floating in those pauses, finding your own rhythm. And 2 more cycles. Watching the mind, staying anchored in the higher mind as the witness. Neutral observer. And allowing yourself to release the concentration of the breath, the pranayama practice. And taking a few moments, you can sit in Sukhasana, easy pose, or whatever pose works for you, hero, and simply noticing the sensations, moving into this pratyahara, withdrawing your attention from the external world and bringing all your attention into the inner aliveness and sensations, even the emotions, whatever is arising inside of you. Basking in the inner sensation. We'll bring ourselves into Dharana as we move up from Pratyahara into Dharana. We move these 8 limbs. They're halfway to our consciousness, pure awakened awareness. And I invite you to focus on the mantra Om. You can say it silently or out loud, and you can anchor yourself in that third eye space, that mid-brain or that point between your brows. As you silently or out loud repeat Om. Keeping the focus and concentration on the third eye in the mantra Om. Get distracted with the thought. Just kindly and gently bring yourself back to the third eye, Ajna chakra, and the mantra Om. Right in the third eye. Om. And then kindly releasing the concentration and gently either staying in your Sukhasana for your Savasana meditation or coming down onto your back in Shavasana pose, making any little adjustments you need, making sure you're comfortable, resting on the earth or maintaining the comfortable seated pose of your choice. Becoming aware of the earth supporting your body, relaxing the entire physical body, relaxing the muscles, and the bones sinking down towards the earth, and the whole skeleton relaxed. Relaxing all the digestive organs, lungs, the entire organ of the skin, all the glands, the endocrine system, the heart, and all the arteries and veins and capillaries, around the entire circulatory system to relax. Now seeing the brain and the nervous system to rest and relax. The body becomes more and more relaxed, begins to sink deeper and deeper into the earth, letting go of all that no longer serves, all that isn't right here now. And allowing yourself to rest in this dhyana, this meditative state of awareness, uninterrupted flow of meditation as you rest in Purusha, the higher mind, and allow that divine true nature to take you deeper and into samadhi at any time. Begin to come back, taking some deep breaths into that lower belly, deep abdominal breathing. Begin to bring your awareness into the physical body, feeling where your body's connected to the earth. All your energy into the sacred physical experience. Beginning to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, stretching out the arms and the legs. Fully present in the body here now. The most dense aspect of your being. Maybe some stretches, maybe rolling to one side or the other. And gently, when you're ready, if you haven't already, coming up to a seated position. And taking a moment to scan your being, the inside, the outside. Just fully present to yourself in this physical, energetic, the spiritual dimension. Bringing yourself to that higher mind, that peace, that silent stillness, that openness, that infinite expanse of your consciousness. That's always present, ever present, always, ever, constantly available, never be destroyed or threatened. That true nature. Feeling how this feels as you make this commitment to spend your time here during this day, the following days. We will conclude the practice with a namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. And when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for ecstatic yoga, anchoring in the higher mind. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.